Hey traders, Raghee here, and in this video we're going to dive into natural gas, NG, and copper, HG. Not that one has anything to do with the other apart from the slight similarity in their symbol. They just happen to be two non-index, non-treasury symbols that I have on my radar. So let's start with copper. Copper tends to track with the equities markets. Not that it has to, but it tends to. And while this is not a double green uptrend, it is one that I am open to buying on pullbacks. And I think that we're not that far from potentially transitioning into a double green on copper, which would mean that the area a little bit more conservatively. So I'll be looking at the 310.50, 310.80 area for an entry long. I won't necessarily be as interested at the upper end of the range, but rather closer to the middle line of the wave, because again, I think it's going to become an uptrend. The previous pullbacks in this area have been a little bit more conservative. Now you might say, but wait a minute, Rog, we have touched the top line of the wave many times. So what would you do there? I would focus on options at the 34 EMA on the high and the underlying HG on the 34 EMA on the close to the 34 EMA on the low. So that's the plan with copper. Again, get long and a pullback. Natural gas is a completely different scenario. Natural gas sold off rather dramatically after the news hit that we're expecting to see pretty mild weather going into December. And of course, lowering heating degree days by the EIA, milder winters, of course, supply narratives, they're going to keep pressure on natural gas. And we have the pressure now having driven natural gas down to what I would look at as an oversold level. And we've been here before. This is not a trip that we haven't taken, and it's certainly not a level from which we haven't seen a bounce. So I'm not looking for something we haven't seen before. I'm just setting up that trade all over again. The minor low that we have in place as of today, the minor low was broken. So this candle right here, that's the minor low candle, the low itself. And then breaking the high of that candle is the trigger of bullish momentum. And even though we've pulled back from the high, 2.732, this is, for me, a confirmed minor low. Yes, if we make a brand new low, then we'll have sunk deeper into the range, and that's still a level from which I would look at UNG. Now, really important, while in the copper example, I'm fine with buying options on copper. I'm fine with buying the underlying HG futures contract. Heck, I'm even fine with buying pullbacks in Freeport-McMoRan, which tends to track with copper pretty darn well. However, when it comes to natural gas, I will only go with the UNG ETF, and I'll buy the options in UNG, or I'll buy the options on natural gas. I tend to want to go buy the UNG ETF. It's very affordable. There's a lot of flexibility on the expiration. So one way to engage that natural gas market, I will not buy the underlying futures, but rather options on it, or head out to the January 15 expiration and look at some UNG 10 calls. I'll see you in the next update.